Hey everyone, how are you? What's up? I'm Rachel and I'm the proud founder of Siopa Seize Your Passion. And I do these live streams from the Facebook group Seize Your Passion every Friday at 4 p.m. Eastern Time as a way for me to walk the walk and not just talk the talk, as a way for me to share with you my own personal growth and lessons learned and aha moments and what I've been focusing on over the past week on my journey to seize my passion, which is all about realizing all your dreams, becoming your best self, and achieving fulfillment and growth and success on your terms, however you define that success, in order to become and manifest the personal legend, the best version of yourself that you were put on this planet to be. And I believe that we were all put on this planet to learn and grow and become that personal legend. And it's unique and it's different for each and every one of us. So this week, what I've been focusing on is this notion of creating value. And the reason I've been focusing on creating value is because I've actually had a really challenging week this week. And that happens to all of us. That's part of life, right? There are obstacles, there are challenges, there are tough times that we have to get through and push through. The difference in when you're thinking about getting through those times and you're focusing on creating value is instrumental to your growth and to becoming your best version of yourself and to realizing all of your dreams. And as all of what I'm finding, all of the truisms and the universal principles that have to do with personal growth and success and achieving your goals and realizing your dreams, they're applicable both in your everyday life and personal life, in your relationships, in your relationship with yourself, in your relationship with your friends and family. And of course, they're also applicable in your professional life and whatever goals and dreams you want to fulfill and achieve in your professional life, in your career, in your business, whatever that may be for you. And the fact that it's applicable in every area of life is true, just as true for this notion of creating value out of everything that happens, including the tough times and the challenging times and, you know, the obstacles. I really believe that everything happens for a reason, that there is meaning and value in everything. You know, it's easy to focus on creating value from something positive when you're inspired, and especially in the fields of art and creativity, right? I think that's one of the reasons I have a passion for anything having to do with the arts, right? Creating stories and storytelling. Hey, Marcio, what's up? Painting, art, dance, movement, music, novels, fiction writing, anything that has to do with creating something out of nothing, I've always been inspired by and I've always had a passion for, because of that notion of you're creating meaning and you're creating value. You are creating something meaningful and tangible with purpose out of literally nothing. You know, nothing in the tangible world. You know, it's using your imagination, everything that falls into that. But what I've realized this week and what I've been focusing on is that it's so important to focus on that same mindset of creating value and deriving meaning out of everything, including the challenging times and the tough times. Because that is the difference between playing, you know, the victim of, oh, woe is me and why is this happening to me and this isn't fair, and not learning anything from it. And that will get you to zero inspiration and zero progress and zero growth, and it will hold you back and it will move you backward and it will discourage you. And there are tons of negative emotions and feelings that will perpetuate, right? Lack of confidence, fear, uninspired, emotional pain and suffering. And listen, we all have emotional pain and suffering. Some of us have physical pain and suffering. But if you can, and it's in the moment when you're going through that, it's not easy. I'm not saying it's easy, you know, and I'm not saying not to feel those emotions. But if you can focus on, okay, how am I going to create value out of this? What is the lesson I can learn from this? How can I derive meaning for this? And the answer is not just going to fall in your lap, and you're not necessarily going to know in the moment. And it doesn't mean that it's going to take away that pain and suffering in that moment, however big or small that pain and suffering is, right? But focusing on, okay, this is a challenge. For me, this was a really tough week for me in many ways, right? Okay, what can I learn from this? And what value can I create out of this? Not just creating value out of that positive energy field, and when you're in a great place, and when you're feeling inspired, and when you're, you know, out there creating something magical and artistic, and that is the full expression of you. That is amazing, and that's an amazing place to be, but it's a lot easier to do that when you're in that place, right? It's a lot harder, but it's also in some ways more valuable, and the growth that you achieve by creating value and meaning out of the tough times and the challenging times is that much more rewarding and that much more fruitful. You know, they say the greater the challenge, the greater the risk, the greater the obstacles, the greater the rewards. And there's a reason for that. You know, but not if you don't create it, not if you don't focus on how can I create value out of this? How can I make this meaningful? What can I learn from this? How can I use this, right? Usefulness, that's what value is, right? How can I use this to propel me forward on my path of seizing my passion and becoming the best version of myself and achieving all my goals and realizing all my dreams? Right? Not allowing it to use you and defeat you and discourage you. It's really taking control and making that choice. And again, I'm not saying it's easy. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't allow yourself the time and the space to feel those feelings, those emotions that are not fun. They're not good emotions. But it's if you can get in that mindset, not just during the good times, it is inspiring, and it's a way to, it's the antidote to those feelings ultimately, and it's a way to not only get over the obstacles, but to grow from them and come out on the other end that much stronger and that much better. Yeah, so that's really it. That's what I've been focusing on and thinking on about this week, because I had a challenging week, you know, that notion of creating value, and that, you know, which is an amazing concept. Again, on the positive side, creating meaning and value, creating something out of nothing, but also, and even more importantly sometimes, creating value and finding the meaning and learning the lessons through the tough times, through the sucky times, through the challenging times, through the emotional pain and suffering that we all go through sometimes, you know? So with that said, have an amazing, amazing weekend, guys. Create value. Engage in the things that bring you alive, that bring you joy, that you love doing. Bring your joy and your passion to everything that you do, and continue to seize your passion. And I'll see you guys next week. Ciao. Bye.